let's talk about Kafka's The Trial. Now, the other day I sent out a poll where I asked who should I read next, William Faulkner or Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka won a landslide victory. Thank you to everyone who voted in that poll. I have since read The Trial and I loved it. I had such a great time with this. I'm not too surprised because when I read Metamorphosis, also by Kafka, I enjoyed that as well. But I liked this one a lot more personally. Kafka was frustrated with the bureaucracy of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and so he wanted to make a book that's sort of criticised the penal system. It's a bit similar to his short story In the Penal Colony, which I would also recommend reading. I really like that one too. It has a lot of relevance in today's political climate because we're constantly criticising law enforcement. You know, we're always talking about how the police need to have power stripped away from them, and there's definitely a lot of that in this book as well, although it leans more towards the sort of court system and the problems with that as well. Now, of course, it is Kafka, so it's not the easiest read. In fact, a lot of the times it's like a nightmarish fever dream that won't end. But that's definitely like part of the experience. I mean, characters show up once and are then never heard of again. And there are definitely moments where you have to reread it just to get a grip of like what's actually happening here. But I think he makes so many clever points about the problem with the justice system. Like, who are we to judge other people? Is this in any way fair? And like Kafka's other books, there's that sort of absurdist comedy where even though the events that are happening are wild, the main character stays calm and collected throughout it and like doesn't lose their head, and that sort of contrast is really funny. And I think because Joseph K, he's the condemned man, but he hasn't done anything wrong. And as he tries to look into the corruption of the penal system, that then incriminates him. And so it's that sort of very clever jab at nations that give the government too much power and create this unfair system of crime and punishment. Really, just go read The Trial. It's fabulous. It's a great book. 4 stars.